What is going on, everyone? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate the company. So we're just going to jump right into it. And we're going to talk about a very skinny hilt. A very, very skinny hilt called the General. So this is the General from Jawas Junkyard. The hilt itself is based on Obi-Wan's hilt from the Clone Wars. So it looks like it's from a CG cartoon. I mean, I'm just gonna say what it is. The intention behind the design. This is from Jawas Junkyard, as I said. So the intention behind the design with Jawas and this hilt was to make it look as accurate as possible to the cartoon, to the show, right? And they accomplished in doing that. I mean, this thing looks. It like if you cross your eyes and look at it, it looks like a low poly hilt. It's just like huge emitter, and then this is the skinniest. This might be the skinniest hilt that I've ever installed on. So I actually really like this hilt. I thought it would be a nightmare to design a chassis for, but to my surprise, it really wasn't that bad. And look, I have really big hands. I like the fact that this is very skinny. I really like this hilt, right? So I do want to talk about the install. I do have some hilts, I do want to talk about the install. I do have some thoughts and opinions on the hilt. We are not going to come into Fusion because this is a very, very simple internal chassis setup. So I didn't put any greeblies on it. It's basically just a chassis with a battery holder and the board, obviously. And I also incorporated a USB-C charging module on this, and we've got a speaker pod as well, right? So let's come up top, talk about the hilt. So here it is. This is the General from Jawas Junkyard. So I'm going to start with the control box. Okay, so the control box is a magnetic control box. There are some indentations for magnets in this. I was not a huge fan of doing this, right? But I did not want to start drilling holes into this for like brass tactiles or anything like that. I did not want to ruin the look of the hilt. I mean, because the idea of this hilt is that it looks like it's from the Clone Wars. So having two buttons sticking out here would kind of ruin the design. So I chose to go with, what I believe Jawas Junkyard intention was with this hilt, and just left a magnetic cover of the clamp card. Underneath that, there is a switch holder with magnets that holds this clamp card in place, right? This hilt did come with a switch holder. I just did my own design to accept the switches that I had here. So this is just a simply designed 3D printed switch holder, right? At the bottom, we've got our USB-C port. So this is how you charge the battery in the hilt, and is also how you access the board. There is a kill switch down here as well. And there are two pogo pins for your speaker connection, right? So the way that I achieved this install was by using a 16650 battery. It is a little bit of a thinner battery, and that gave me a little bit more room to play with for wire channels and all of that, right? So the battery is internal. There is no putting in a battery. You want to hit your kill switch. So if you're looking at the bottom, kill switch to the right is in the on position. Here is the speaker pod. There is a 22 millimeter speaker from Smugglers Outpost in here. You thread on your pommel till it stops, and then you're ready to go. This is a very loud 22 millimeter speaker. So that's it, right? We got our lit PCB emitter. This is from CCsabers. And that's it, right? So let's come down to the bottom. So full disclosure, I'm going to take this clamp card off, right? Because I'm about to swing this around. I noticed that it's not that the magnets aren't strong enough to hold it on. It's that, I mean, obviously if you're holding the hilt or banging it around, I feel like it can kind of get dislodged and go at an angle. So I'm going to remove this for the demo, right? But yeah, this is a 7/8 inch blade holder. So let's get a blade. All right. So chunky emitter, chunky set screw. I think this might be an M5 or an M4 set screw. I really appreciate larger set screws, and with thin neck emitters, they notoriously don't have a lot of blade depth, right? So it's nice to have a big set screw to hold that blade in place, right? So put your blade on those PCB pins and tighten down that set screw, right? And you're ready to go. So it kind of sounds like the battery's dying. When you get distortion like that, it's because of a low battery. I haven't charged this yet since the install.
Inquisitorious. Let's make this quick.
That's not too bad.
Oh, I bet that hurts.
Bottom switch is your aux. Top is your main.
Sister.
I really like how thin this hilt feels. I don't know why. Maybe because I have such big hands. Definitely an interesting hilt.
What is it?
Father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
Really, really nice hilt. I mean, it definitely does look like it's from a cartoon, right? It's skinny, but then you've got your huge emitter. I mean, it's a great... I like this hilt. I really like this hilt, but it doesn't matter what my opinion is because it's not mine, right? Anyhow, so that's it. I thought this was going to be a little bit of a challenging install, but it really ended up not being so. So I'm really happy with this one. To the customer, thank you very much for trusting me with your install. If anyone has any questions about this particular build or anything in general, please do not be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.